Hi, the very first variety I'm here showing is our Hemicalis. This is the Going Bananas. This picture you see this on the right, this is yesterday's picture. I mean, as you can see, they're loaded with buds and they're starting to break and show some good color. This is variety is also known as Daylily. It is a zone 3, the zone 9. It will get 18 inches to height and 18 to 24 inches in width. This is a very bright yellow. It is a 19 centimeter pot. It can tolerate your average soil. You don't have to do nothing special for this right here. It is a repeat bloomer. And the great thing about this is it's a variety that blooms mostly during the summer. It will bloom all the way up until the early fall. These mostly great thing about these lilies is they can really tolerate all kinds of different harsh conditions, such as in city environments, more of soil that's sort of like in the slopes, poor and dry soils. So we got some really good numbers of these left over. So if you got customers looking for Hemicalis, aim for this variety right here. Next picture, please. The Asclepsia tuberosa, also known as butterfly weed. I put about 1,000 of these on early in the week. They are in bud and blooms. We have a lot more. As we need them, I would roll them on. We actually have this in a split trim crop. So half the crop basic right now, it's got some good buds and blooms on it. This variety, this Oscorpicor, is probably the American native plant. It's also known as butterfly wheat. It's zone 3 through zone 9. It will get 24 inches to 24 inches in width. It is more of a bright orange to more of a gold shades of color when it comes to flower. It attracts bees and butterflies. You want this basically just in your average soil. This variety that likes the heat, so you want to basically plant it somewhere where it's in direct sunlight to partial sunlight. It starts getting more, if you have to, somewhere in the shady area than close to the end of the day. But it really prefers the direct sun. It is a summer bloomer and it attracts butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds. Next picture, please. All right, the next variety we have here, we have some hostas. These were varieties that were split trim. They canned it in the late fall of last year. Right now, they're just finally root. I don't know why, but we were able to put some hostas back into current inventory for you. The very first one is the hosta Apicu or Apiquake drinking gourd. This variety is a zone 3 through zone 8. It will get 18 inches in height to 22 inches in width. It has a white flower to it. There are some of these that got some buds on them. It is rooted and it's nice, good, clean foliage for this variety right here. It prefers to be in moist but yet well-drained soil. It says this variety can tolerate a different range of different soils. It likes to be basically for these varieties, we have them under shade just to protect them, let them last longer. This variety is considered to be shade tolerant. For most hostas, basically all hostas, like you say in the description, all hostas, once they're done, they're usually trimmed back all the way back down to the ground during the course of the winter. After that, you just want to rake up the spent foliage and just get it ready for the next season. This one is it's a heavy or a huge green to a bluish color to the foliage. And like I said right here, as you can see the picture to the right, it's nice and clean and it's ready to go. Next picture, please. Next variety is the Hosta August Moon. This one is a zone 3 to zone 8. It will get 20 inches in height to 42 inches in width. This one has purple flowers to them, more purple shade-like flowers to it. It is not budding flowers at this time, but the foliage is nice and beautiful, as you can see the picture to the right. This variety also tolerates the wide range of different soils. And like I said, for all hostas, once the fall comes, just cut it all the way back to the ground and let it fall back up, regrow back for the spring for the next following year. This variety is considered to be slug resistant, which is not it's the same when it comes to most of the hostas. So just keep that also in mind. Next variety. Hosta Coast to Coast, we only have a limited number for this variety. I don't know if there's going to be a future plan for this variety for next year, but this is a very limited number. It is also zone 3 to zone 8. We'll get 30 inches to 36 inches in width. This one has a lavender flower to it. It is showing some buds on it. As you can see in the picture, it's like this one right here. It's got 2 buds up on it. So this one does have some buds on it. All right. Once again, this variety tolerates, it prefers to be moist, well-drained soil. And like all hostas, once again, trim back all the way through the fall and let it regrow during the course of the spring. This variety right here, mostly when it comes to, what I've learned when it comes to the yellow varieties, they mostly prefer to be in sun to mostly to shade. That's where they do their best. Too much direct sun would tend to, I think these, the yellow variety of hostas always burn quickly. So keep that in mind. You always want mostly to do more shade than sun for these varieties. Next picture, please. Okay, now this is the next crop for the Hosta Francie. It's a zone 3 to zone 9. When I see this variety, I always think of Patriot. Right now, Patriot is a variety, it's a big demand. Everybody wants it. Unfortunately, the crop we got left is just too small. And the next new candy crop I got over at S8, they trimmed it, they just canned it a couple of weeks ago, and it's still far from being rooted. So you have to have a customer who really likes Patriots. Just see if they're willing to take a substitute for the Francie instead. What's great about this variety, that it can tolerate more sun than other variety of hostas can. Most of the hostas usually put them in direct sun. As time goes on, they tend to burn. But this one can tolerate a little bit better than other varieties. So unfortunately, I don't have Patriots, but if you need a good substitute, Francie is a good variety for you. Next picture, please. The Lepidermis oblonga. This is a zone 5 through 8. This variety right here is they get to 2 feet in height to 2 feet in width. It is a violet purple flower, and this is in a 2-gallon. First, being more of a well-drained soil. And the thing about this variety, that these varieties, they're late when it comes to coming out of dormancy. Most of the times when you get these varieties, some customers will get them in the yard and we're thinking they're dead. We tend to treat these varieties like buddleias. We put them in a minimum heat just to get them started. It requires a lot of sun and heat for these varieties. It blooms in May through June. And like I said, just get now these varieties, but once they start blooming, they will give you continuous flower throughout this, through the summer. So just keep that in mind for that. It's very fragrant. And like I said, it's a violet purple. So we got like a split trim for this crop, so I can give you some good colors on these. Next picture. The Nepeta Junior Walker. It's also known as cat mint. This is zone 5 through zone 9. We'll get 14 inches to 18 inches in height, to 30 to 36 inches in width. It has more of a violet flower to it. This is in a 19 centimeter. It will tolerate the drought. And a great thing about this, it blooms from May all the way up through September. This is a crop that you see right now. This was part of our newer canning, but it came out nice and full and is ready to go. This is considered to be an improved variety over the Walker's Low, okay? And it prefers to be planted in the direct sun. That's where it gets your best results from these varieties. Next picture. Now, speaking of Walker's Low, between the two Nepetas, the Walker Low is the bigger when it comes to what I have when it comes to sizes. The bigger size right now is the Walker's Low. So if you get both varieties, it's going to be sort of apples and oranges when it comes to sizes. This is the zone 4 through zone 8. It has more of a purplish flower to it. It also can tolerate the drought. It attracts bees and butterflies, and it's considered to be rabbit resistant. It's very fragrant, and as you can see, it's great being planted along border sides. It's also used for patios also too. Next picture, please. And last and final, I have the Vitex Blue Puff Ball. This is a substitute that we usually have a variety called the Vitex Cactus. This is a dwarf variety of Vitex. So keep that in mind. It's not going to get as big as the other variety it is. It's also known as Castry Tree. It's zone 5 through 9. It would get to 3 feet to 4 feet in height, 3 to 4 feet in width. It has a blue flower. From what I'm seeing of this variety when we have it in the nursery, it is best when it's planted in the direct sun. If you want to keep it somewhere where it's got some good air movement and plant it in the direct sun, because it doesn't like being somewhere where like in a border, in a closed-in area fence where the fence is, because it will get spots. I've seen that for this variety. So plant it in direct sun, good air movement, and this variety will basically start blooming it's more of a summer bloomer. It blooms late. It also is a variety, it's almost like the Leptodermis and the Butterfly Magic series. These are varieties that it takes a lot for it to come out of dormancy. So when a person has this in your yard, they might think it's dead, but it's not. It's just taking a little more time for it to come out. Once it's established, it comes out a little bit more faster. But like I said, for the Vitex, keep this in mind, it is a dwarf, and it's more of a nice blue flower to it. I just put these on. It doesn't have any buds on it yet, but it's got some nice, good, clean foliage on it. And I think that may be it where I have.